Hey guys, this is Tim here from Team PTSD, and we are doing our very first unboxing video. This is going to be, like, as you can see here, the Siege 2 Wave 4 Transformers trading card game. And let's go! There we go, 4 boxes, unopened, sealed, Siege 2.
So Tim, do you think you're going to get lucky with one of these SRT boxes?
As long as I don't get 0 SRT in the whole case, we are going to be good.
So what are the most anticipated cards that you're hoping to open here?
Decepticon for life. Lord Megatron himself. And of course Octo. Octo's going to be the new game changer here.
So what kind of shell do you think Octo is going to be?
I'm looking at him as a blue build, but how I do the blue is going to vary. I'm going to look at the cards again. I'm thinking of maybe going with a blue Pierce kind of thing, so that at least he swings hard, so even if it doesn't pierce fully, it's still going to be pretty deadly. But yeah, I think blue Pierce might be the way to go, rather than everyone's going orange. Okay, I'm gonna crack the packs. We're gonna do character cards first before battle cards.
Yeah, maybe when you crack open the character cards, you want to sort them out by SRT, RT,
Yeah.
UT, and CT piles. And then you can do a quick count on what it looks like.
There we go, the first rare, Sergeant Thundercracker.
Tim, put it the other way so the camera
Yeah,
can...
okay. Let me adjust everything first. So we have the first rare, and all this, whatever, Vanguard, we don't really care. No one cares about the common and commons in the unboxing video. So we have one of my favorites for limited format, that's Spinister.
Kind of interesting that I think there are only 7 rare Transformers and there's only 1 purple one.
Right.
And of all the people, you open them.
Decepticon comes to me naturally. Look at this garbage, Autobot scum.
As you can see, Tim is very biased against Autobots.
So happy with the PTA ban. Well deserved.
Well deserved ban, so we are going to be playing in a tournament in a what if scenario that PTA was never happened in the first place. And guess what he is playing?
Captain Impactor, boring.
Hey, that's a con, okay? It's not.
Okay, as I got the bottom half of Brunt. That's a rare. Packs are sealed very differently this time, not so easy to open. And we have Private Sunrunner and a Nova Storm. No one gives a shit about those. We have Mudflap, one of Sean's better favorite cards in Silk.
I think it's amazing. Good stats, amazing ability. Great in a typical 3 white kind of deck.
Autobot, more Autobot nonsense. Disgusting. Private Hyperdrive is a small guy, not really a care here.
I don't know, I think in this limited format, considering that you're opening 3 packs of Siege 2, you really want 1 mercenary out of that pack at least.
Yeah, for sure. We have again Minister. It's alright. And I have the top half of 6 gun. Could I check the box, man? Put the battle cards inside.
Okay.
Astro Train, actually a really good card in limited format. It is pretty good. Now for those of you who are new to the game, so Astro Train it's kind of developing as the game goes on. first upgrade on his Alt 1, second upgrade on his Alt 2 and all. And with this set, with the limited amount of removal, it's actually pretty good.
Okay, so here's the thing about Astral Train. If you really have the ability to suit up, you want to be going second. Especially in a 3 white versus 3 white kind of scenario, because you won't be able to get 3 upgrades on him when you go first when you swing with him.
Yeah, you kind of want to wait until you have that second turn to play one card, and that one card is supposed to be an upgrade for Astral Train. Now, Chop Shop. I actually played this in our release the other day. Chop Shop is actually pretty good, especially if you have repurpose somehow. It does wonders for you actually. So with a repurpose, it actually heals your entire board by 2 HP, and it's actually quite huge and game changing in this limited format.
I think if you're combining Siege 1 and Siege 2, Chop Shop is a lot stronger. Just because of the amount of usable green pips. Because in my opinion, Siege 2 does not have very good green pip cards, except Soldier's Blaster.
Kickback, another guy I'm tempted to try because of being insects, blue insects. That'll be interesting. I tried a blue insects build back when Wave 2 was around. We had a Venin, Wave 1 Kickback, Wave 1 Ransack, and I believe Flame War was the last one. And it's playing cards like Sonic Scramble and all that. It's pretty interesting, pretty controlling, but it's also a bit hard to pull off sometimes when you don't draw the right cards.
I mean, come on, you now have Shockwave, who needs that kind of jank?
Shockwave is amazing. Okay, so far I've only opened like one big character rare. That's a bit upsetting so far. Oh, there we go, first SRT of the game. This thing, Octoon. One of the more rare SRTs as we've seen in all these unboxings so far. Okay.
Oh, that's not an SRT box. How are you doing, Tim?
Well, I'm not complaining. One SRT is better than no SRT in the whole case.
Yeah, we just had a friend who cracked over a case with 0 SRTs.
Yep, shout out to Ang Kangsen, Major in the Singapore Army. And we have some random crap. Thought it was going to be an Omega Supreme, but clearly not. Sky Threat. Sky Threat is going to be interesting to play out. I can foresee that people are going to try him with in a way that how they tried Slipstream in the past. He is actually more versatile in the sense that you want actually one of his guys to die. Okay, there we go. We have the top half of Raider Brunt, and that's completed pretty well. That's a Lockdown. Lockdown was actually interesting in the limited format because again of his bounty ability with all the bounty cards made available. So Lockdown here has with the bottom card of your deck face down here, and then he gets +2 attack for it. So he's actually good in the sense when you play limited formats and your opponent actually tries to go all black and tries to go 4 white, 5 white against you. His 4 attack is actually pretty good against what they have. So you actually get to trigger his ability pretty much, and you get to get bigger, like a small little mini nemesis. And here we go, Ape Phase. Not very impressed by this changer. I think it's the weakest of the triple changers. And of course they made the Decepticon one the weakest. Here we have Omega Supreme, so that's the next rare. And this is the tank part of it.
Omega Supreme was kind of disappointing for me. I was so looking forward to seeing a playable Omega Supreme, and then they came out with this.
Sergeant Crosshairs. Okay, not very familiar what he does. Oh, okay, this guy here, Private Turbo Board. Okay, he might be a pretty interesting play in Constructed. He's a 7-star with 12 stats, but he doesn't allow your opponents to play more than 2 cards. The interesting thing is when he flips to the other side, he gives you kind of the new General Optimus ability where you flip 1 orange, 1 blue, and after the battle, you can play one of those cards flip, which can be actually quite momentum changing. Okay, we have a Surgeon Mirage here. We have a local player who actually loves Mirage a lot. And I have the bottom half of 6 guns, so this seems to be a pretty decent box so far. 1 SRT, completed 6 gun, completed fronts, 2 rares. Hoping here for at least 1 more rare to make it like kind of a pretty decent box. Private Greenlight. Okay, now I know a lot of people want to play Private Greenlight for some reason. I'm not really a fan. I know people want to play because he gets bigger, like how Sergeant Hound was. and his equipment doesn't drop off to opponent's effects, but I don't know, Autobots don't really scream a play to me. Oh, there we go, second part of Omega Supreme, Spaceship.
I wonder if we can get all 3 pieces in this box.
I wonder, yeah. Some people get 4 rares and 1 SRT, so that may be a possibility. The Springer.
Well, I find Springer to be one of the most powerful cards in Limited in this format, just because the sheer amount of cards they can draw. It allows for very, very good deck manipulation.
It does, especially if you have one of those. I remember there's a pipless card in there that allows you to change your characters from modes to each other. So I think that's something interesting that you can explore. Oh, there we go, the other half of Sky Thread thing. Oh no, I think it's the same half.
It's a tank again, yeah, you need plane.
Oh, there we go, next rare. The Treaters. Okay, I guess this is not going to be an Omega Supreme box, but good enough. Omega Supreme is the shittiest one. It's like the wave 2 Dinobots of this whole entire wave. Go to Deadlock. For those of you wondering as well, yeah, I will be attending PAX. I'm looking to compete in one of the bigger tournaments that this game has to offer. But we'll see how that goes. I haven't booked my flight tickets. I mean, I did win a flight over, but I haven't booked anything concrete yet. Just hoping that the rest of the team can kind of make it, so we can book our flights together. And of course, the apartment that comes with it. Oh, there we go. Completed that.
So question, if you were to get any of the Skytrap pieces, would you consider actually playing them alone in Limited?
Honestly, I don't think that.
I don't think it's worth it.
The revenge, I mean, there are no abilities like they say the Skytrap, the plane, has really no actual ability besides. Actually, both of them have no abilities. Yeah. So it doesn't really make sense to do so. I'm pretty sure I would open better cards than that. Disappointing 8 phase. Yeah, okay, so that's it for the first box. We have 4 rares and 1 SRT. Pretty good start. Let's hope this actually keeps up. Okay, so here we go to the next box. Oh, and for those of you who have never opened one of these boxes, and I'm not sure, there's actually a Triptychon at the very bottom here for every box that you open. Yeah, so just in case you guys want to get Triptychon. Okay, box 2, let's go. Oops. 7-star. Smoke screen, not impressive. Calibers, I think it's the first Calibers. Calibers is actually interesting. As a Shockwave player myself, I think there's actually a counter to Shockwave if the amount of card draws that Shockwave actually does. I foresee that he will become more played in Constructed, just because of how Shockwave is going rampant right now. Oh, Barricade. Barricade, I think I have 1 in the last box. Very good stats, one of the better 7-star stats we have in the game right now, but you kind of have to build your deck around him. He goes really well with Wave 2 Skyward just because both of them kind of want to play paperless cards. But seems like something that maybe our Junkyard Specialist Andre can actually come up with.
Something about Calibers also as a pro tip. If you see Springer on your opponent's end, do feel free to side him in, especially in limited formats if you happen to have him. Because each time he flips, he's taking damage when he draws.
We completed the base.
Oh nice, we got a full Omega Supreme.
Yep.
Feels terrible.
Yeah. Never once have I felt so bad just to complete a set or something. Come on, give me the other rares. Give me a super rare. Astro Train. Oh, I would really love to see this in silk. Please give me an Astro Train in packs. Okay, there we go. 2 sets of Skyjet. We have another Captain Impactor. Really not a fan of it.
For constructed or for limited?
For constructed. Like some people want to play, I've seen it on the forum, some people say they want to try Captain Impactor. I'm not a fan of it. But limited, I guess, is pretty good, especially if you open more orange or more black pips. Him having a bow actually works. Oh, look at that, another Omega Supreme tank this time. Really feels bad.
I know, I feel that if you can somehow squeeze out the extra star, Captain Impactor potentially has the ability to rival Barrage in terms of total output.
Does he? His alt mode says when you flip each of the characters get both 1 and out of 10. I guess it's okay, 7 stars. He has to be played in a white deck.
Yeah, it's playing in a white deck, definitely a 4 white kind of shell.
Yeah, you kind of want to at least give 2 of your characters bowl at the last turn when all your opponent characters are kept out and you've got 2 characters left to hit. Mirage. Again, shout out to Eugene on this. I don't know what's your fetish with Mirage, but hope you make it work somehow. So right now there's 2 rares, both Omega Supreme. Oh, there we go, Captain Jetfire. One of the biggest, I think it is the biggest kind of this size battle card that we have right now at 16 stars. Next up is Omega Supreme from Wave 2, and then we have Chicago and Metroplex.
Oh, Jetfire. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I don't really want to play 16 stars for a character because it feels very subpar. Okay, and by the way, this is the bottom half of 6 gun again. It feels very subpar in the sense that I'm only limited to 9 stars. So if I'm going to play a big guy, I'm probably going to go with Trust. 6 attack Trust is going to hit for 9, but his ability doesn't really justify the star cost. The stats is a bit weaker than General Optimus Prime, so I don't know, I'm not very hyped about it. Like for General Optimus Prime in comparison, 21 health, 2 defense, and
8 attack?
Situational, yeah, 8 attack of course, but the situation ability where it's more utility based, like I can even play cards onto him. So that this one I just hunt for cards, and it's alt mode as you can see here. It's just 5 cards. It's a treasure hunt, but 5 cards instead of 4. But you know how treasure hunt always dies to security checkpoint, and it's so prevalent right now. I'm not really impressed. I don't kind of want to use his ability and then my opponent checkpoints me the next turn.
So what if I told you that maybe there's possibly something going on with Fire Drive? Because I think Fire Drive is the only character that can make use of all these excess cards.
It is, but then you're going to play a 2 white, like so.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 white.
And then you got 2 stars. I don't know. I feel it's going to be so weak.
Maybe Jetfire as a sideboard option.
It's possible if you really want to go that 2 white, but then again, if you're going to go that 2 white, Ultra Magnus has proven to be pretty decent so far. Costs less stars, has that kind of health that we can use.
Because I personally don't think that Jetfire is a main board character. I think he is definitely a sideboard character, especially for decks that want to go 2 white against maybe like Aerobots or something of those nature. And somehow you have a very good 7 or 9 star option to choose from at the start.
Okay, there's 2 sets of Vader Brunt that we have now. As for that, I'm not sure. I guess it's worth exploring how this will go against Aerobots, but honestly, I don't see much Aerobots being played in this release, since the release of Wave 4, just because there's so much black pips, especially those mercenary cards that's leaning towards them. Aerobots are just going to take it apart so much just because of the direct pierce. What made them strong with all the walling up doesn't work now. Sure, I mean they are a 5 white pierce, but if I'm going to pierce directly just on flips, you know, it's going to be... Unless I guess Aerobots you can play blue and black kind of pierce, but then you are susceptible to being taken out fast as well, because you will be playing a lot of the mono black cards and then it's not what you want.
Hopefully maybe Devastator sees play.
I am actually looking forward to Devastator. Orange Black, that has a lot of gold, so you know, you kind of, every guy is gonna hit you for like 3.
They are going to hit you for the printed attack. That is the minimum, I guess.
Yep. So that's something interesting. Oh, there we go, the bottom half of front. But yeah, I mean, it's...
I know there'll be at least one happy Devastator player over here.
It's gonna be interesting to see how Devastator actually holds up against most of it. Because even though they are weak, and I don't think that the new Devastator, if I'm going to play Orange Black, I'm going to care about going to 10 counters. I think 6 tower counters is going to be sufficient. But it's something I'm definitely open to trying, but I do want to try other builds. There's so many cards I want to try in this new release. Okay, so far we have 3 rares. We have a Captain Jetfire, the 2 Omega Supreme Base and Tank. Hoping for another rare, and of course hoping for an SRT which hasn't showed up yet. Lockdown again, that's not what I'm looking for. Come on, General. No, General Optimus, not Megatron.
Okay, so there hasn't been much talk about how to utilize all these small underpowered battle patrol, sports car patrol and all that. What are your thoughts on that at the moment?
I am not a fan of playing all the small, super wide ones. We have a fellow teammate, Andre, who runs our Genkia segment. He actually does pretty well. He's actually a very good combiner player. So I think that he would do well with all those guys. I'm not exploring those yet. Oh, there we go. SRT here, Lord Megatron, as I've called out. But yeah, back to the small guys. I think they have some potential, especially if they're going Pierce and they're going white. And when you know those guys with those patrols where they have +1/+1 for each guy that KO power, it actually may prove to be a game ender in some cases. Like you might be able to take out all the small guys using all the others. And then that's all you need, because those guys will absorb the damage from the big guy, and then your leader kind of gets pumped up, and then he can go straight for the leader directly, for the big guy.
I know, I think the way that I see it is that you don't play mono like sports car patrol, but rather you just play like the Lord and maybe one very crucial piece. Like one of the sports car patrol gives you is a leap into battle attack, which gives you a +3 attack.
Yep.
So chances are after he does it, he's going to get one-shotted. That is when your sports car patrol, the Lord effect actually kind of kicks in. And makes him like average, or at least pay off a little bit.
Oh, guess what? There was 2 small guys in this pack.
Oh, it's a mispack.
Yeah, one guy dropped out, one extra guy dropped. Yeah.
I wonder what they'll say about that at packs if you open both.
Playable, or do I need to like get a new pack altogether? I don't mind, because the other guy was like the top half of Raider Brand, so it's like get a small guy out of it. And it was just like the sports car patrol leader that you.
I know, I just happen to be talking about sports car patrol because I think that's the most playable ones are in there.
Oh, there we go. Second half 6 gun.
But I guess if that does happen, just call a judge and let them decide.
Yeah, probably have to. Or like, you know, if you have one of those super god boxes and you realize that your pack has like 2 SRTs, you know, I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna be screaming for joy.
I'm going to be laughing if they have one of those like SRT boxes being mispacked and someone like gets 3 SRTs kind of in his 3 Siege 2 packs.
Okay, so for this one, we got a few of these small, I guess, pseudo combiner cards. We have a SRT, Lord Megatron, but we only have 3 rares instead of 4 this time. Not complaining, because SRT is always better. So yeah. At least I completed my Omega Supreme from that. It's a Jetfire, it's not a repeat rare. Here's hoping that we complete another SRT.
How's a Lord Megatron? How do you think how playable is he? I'm rating him on the middle. The middle tier, it's like the...
You know I'm eyeing on Megatron, you know that I want to play him so badly.
Yeah, so how will you build him?
It's tricky because I don't see a lot of support. I think Lord Megatron is out here for now. He might not be a tier 1 playable because we haven't had battle cards that actually mill opponent's deck as much. There are some, of course, system people comes to mind where you make them draw, you mill their cards as much down, testify as well. But other than that, we don't have much. I foresee this as one of those things that Siege 3 would come up with more help for Megatron, like how in this case, in this wave, we had some of the other cards get some boosts as well. Even like cards like Shockwave now, I think there are some of the Battle Masters that actually boost him, like Vader Sights. Yeah, so I see that the whole Siege line kind of aids in each other's building. Lord Megatron right now, it will be very tricky to play because even though he's 12 stars with 17 health, his attack stats are pretty low. The downside of it is also that his burn effect that he has in his board mode is a choice for your opponent, so that's not really the ideal thing that you want.
Yeah, if it wasn't a choice, I think it would be much better.
Yeah,
I think it would be too busted at that point. But hear me out, here's the idea. You have two specialists on your team. You play Bolster.
Play Bolster, and what do I want to play now from Bolster?
You play, afterwards you play the upgrade that lets you play an action during your... And then you play Brainstorm. And then you start throwing your system reboots, so you get to nuke this guy on his turn.
Yeah, it works.
But that's the inner Andre and me talking.
It works at the Jenga. Andre, so here's a shout out to you to go and
go design something.
get that sorted out. Start the Jenga rolling.
I mean, you had success with Grapple, so time for you to work your magic with Lord Megatron.
All these commons and uncommons upsetting my balance.
Thoughts on Specialist Sandstorm and Limited?
I opened him during the release. I opened him with a Spinister, and I mean, in terms of stats, Sandstorm is actually good. He is 12 stars, I think. Was it 11 stars? Let me check.
I think it's 11, right?
He's 11, yeah, he's 11. He is pretty good actually in Limited because he has a counter for kind of every mode. He's a range melee specialist as well. So there's something that you can do. Oh, there we go, second Thundercracker. Yeah, so it's not that he's completely useless in a sense, because he is pretty he's not dependent on just his stats. His abilities actually do come to play, but I'm lean heavily towards Spinister, especially when you open a Battle Master, just because on turn 1 if you flip Spinister to his board mode, he gives a Battle Master 3 attack. Your Battle Master is going to swing in on as a 6 attack, and that's actually a lot for the first turn of the game.
I don't know, when I played with Sandstorm, most of the time I was just flipping back and forth himself just to get like the extra damage on the specialist. Because he has a ping 1 to a specialist. So I spend most of the time doing that.
Yeah. But I think it really depends on what else you open if you're playing Limited because of your card synergies. I think card synergies is a very important thing that a lot of people actually miss out these days. They look for battle cards. They only look for battle card synergies. They don't really look so much at characters. So characters, if you are going to be flipping, you definitely don't want to play too many characters that require flips because okay, it's the same problem that people have with General Optimus with pairing up anyone. You always kind of want to pair up. You always want to flip General Optimus, so you don't want to pair with some guy that actually is heavily reliant on flips. And that is why when I have Shockwave and I have General Optimus as my sideboard character, I brought them both in. I kind of won by the sidetrack tank version again here. There's 3 tanks that we have. Not the best, definitely could be better. I think that's the tank of Mega Supreme is one of the worst cards ever. The base I feel is the most playable ones. But yeah. Okay, so jumping back to the Shockwave and GOP. I really think that I always wanted to flip Shockwave. I didn't really want to flip General Optimus, so it kind of defeated the purpose completely by having him. So yeah, bottom line is you don't want to pair up like Sandstorm with someone who needs a lot of flips because you kind of lose the utility that Sandstorm provides.
Yeah, something that a lot of players forget is flip efficiency, like which side do you want to be on and how fast are you getting there.
There goes Springer. Springer's pretty decent again, as we mentioned. But if you realize both Springer from this wave and wave 2, they are only really good in the limited format. Springer's never been a really constructed guy. This pack feels weird. Everything's to the bottom. There we go. One more base of Mega Supreme. Feels bad. Very bad. Where's my SRT? There we go, Spinister as we were speaking. So good. And of course, I'm getting more blunts because this is for life.
Spinster, I know you were beating my ass with Spinster. I mean, turn 1 flipping Spinster and sending in the Battle Master is actually quite powerful. Because the problem with Battle Master is because of their lack of stats that usually they suffer from. Spinster kind of helps to mitigate that.
Yeah, and the only downside really is that he has only 1 defense. So in constructed, he might be suffering heavily because of his 1 defense. But in limited, with the current wave and how much black there is, the defense doesn't really matter since they're going to pierce you anyway.
Yeah, pretty much you don't really block as much damage in this format, even through like extensive deck manipulation from the shufflings and all that. You always expect them to get at least like 2 to 3 points of damage across, no matter who it is.
Yeah, and of course with Spinster here, he has 2 weapon slots, and that's what's the crucial thing here. In this format, there's very limited direct removal. Repurpose is one of them, but you of course heal the guy for 2. Then again, most of the other removals that you see from wave 3 actually involves you scrapping those cards as well for you to remove something. So it's not it's not like you have a Vaporize or Ramming Speed or Bashing Shield and things like that, or Enforcement Batons that actually removes directly. So his 2 weapon slots actually becomes very, very good. Okay, we're not doing too well so far. We've only opened 2 Mega Supreme. That's quite sad. So most people that I've seen, they've opened cases that have only 3 SRTs. So this might be one of those boxes that really are the subpar ones of the whole case.
I don't know, it seems like the average is 2 out of 4.
Yeah, it's back to the wave 2 thing. I'm okay. I'm honestly, after seeing all the shit ones that we've gotten over here, 2 is pretty good as it is. And it's really actually the 2 that I want. The next one I want is Sound Blaster. General Optimus is the last one I want.
Nice. You need General Optimus, my friend. There's always a need for General Optimus in life.
I'm gonna take it for one of our other members, like Elvin or Ewan.
Yeah, playing against General Optimus in limited, not fun. Trust me.
So, General Optimus in limited, it's really dependent also on what you open, because even though he has big stats, you are going to get a big bag along, and especially with all the peers right now, he's not going to be as good, but you definitely have to work out your battle card mix to utilize him to the maximum.
Okay, so here's my opinion on General Optimus when it comes to limited. There's a very low chance of you being 3-1 because you only have 6 cards. You are reliant on your 6 other micro cards, the smaller cards, and them being 5 stars. So if let's say you get something like maybe a 6-star, you better have a 4-star. So it's kind of like you're put in that kind of scenario where you kind of lock yourself in a corner. But
Yeah.
if you somehow can get 2 decent 5 stars, I think it's worth it. Or even just a 4-star and a 6-star, is great.
Now, when we talk about limited format, we're not talking about just wave 4, we're talking about the one that's like in packs where you have 3 packs of wave 3 and 3 packs of wave 4.
Yeah, I mean, 6 packs of wave 4, our experience so far is there's too much black in it. It really speeds up the game, but yeah, it just makes you feel like blue is pointless in that format. And another thing we notice is there's almost 0 upgrade removal, which makes Astral Train kinda OP.
Oh no, am I only gonna get 3 rares this box?
Oh, this box is done.
It's a dud. Come on, last pack of the box. Let's go SRT, come on Sound Blaster, come up to me. I'm wearing purple, this is your color. Nah, Sky Thread. Yep, this is a dud box. So we only got a Thundercracker, a tank and a base. This is actually really bad box. Absolute crap, but you know, you can't have everything as much as we want to.
Yeah, it would be nice if you could get one of those SRT mid-spring boxes, you know, SRTs for everyone.
Yeah, seems to be going around the US a lot. So far, no one in Asia has actually had them. We have people from Malaysia posting their boxes, the ones in Singapore as well that we know. Yeah, no one's gotten any of those crazy SRT boxes. It's all in the US. Okay, final box. Let's tidy up a bit. Okay.
So yeah, for those of you who don't know, we are also happy to take requests for cards that you might want. You know, we're happy to sell them off to you since we are opening this much as well. Pretty much all of us are going to open a case on their own at some point. So we will be having a lot of spares.
And the case that we have is only just for our own playset. We are definitely going to be buying a lot more, especially as tournaments and all that. We get prize packs. If we don't get enough, if we don't get enough SRTs and all that, we kind of like to whack more packs. It's an Asian thing, it's always about gambling.
I know it's in our blood, what can we do?
So for those of you who's been saying that top 3, top 4 or bottom works for rares, that's a lie. I've proven this so much right now.
Well, we need someone who's actually working in a factory and doing the packing, you know, to actually tell us whether it's true or not. Because they are the only guys with the algorithms, not us.
Come on, SRT. What's this? That's kind of sad though, getting all these repeat rares. I don't even have a hot rod yet. What other rares am I missing from this pile actually?
What, you actually want hot rod? Oh yeah, right, it's a Decepticon actually. He's not
the one who killed Optimus, of course I want him. Mirage again. No, but actually what are the other rares that I'm missing from the whole set?
I think pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You're just missing hot rod.
Okay. It's gonna be quite sad if I don't have hot rod. Kind of want it just for collection purposes.
Nah, you know you want to play Safeguard 3. Healing Autobots.
That will be to the credit of one of our other fellow Singaporeans in our community, Daniel. He loves playing all this janky healing stuff.
Hey, Dazzle-Light with Safeguard is legit, okay? Imagining having your own scrapnel everything, a DIY scrapnel but in red.
Printed scrapnel is best. Oh, there we go. Sound Blaster SRT.
Ooh.
The ones that I want. Screw you, General Optimus.
Can you open a second SRT to show people out there in the world that such a box exists?
I wish. Don't I want it too?
I mean, there are people out there who are saying that they have 2 SRTs.
One more Mega Supreme base. Okay, who wants to buy a base? I'm doing it for $1 right now.
Really, the most playable one you're doing for $1?
It's still crap though, look at that, 3 bases.
I mean, even the Dinobots are not playable, they are worth more than $1.
Hey, better than those guys online that's actually cutting up cards. We Asian, we still want a little bit of value.
Yeah, I still want that kind of coke value of it.
Now this is the one, Raider Sights. I think it's really good with Shockwave in the next set, even though there's going to be a lot of other counters to Shockwave.
I think it's amazing with Battlefield Legend.
Yep, Battlefield Legend indeed.
I mean, he's fallen off the radar quite a
There
bit.
we go, Hot Rod completed all
The
the
damn
rares.
trader finally shows up.
With the Sound Blaster in the same row. Okay, I don't think I have much more to look forward to for the rest of the box except for a rare chance of getting a second SRT, that's GOP, so I can actually complete everything in this case. Oh, I don't think I opened many of these Dazzle Strikes. I'm so upset about how this and Calibers actually are so similar looking to Aimless and Lionizer. It's like, so the least they can do is actually make it like a mirrored thing, they jump to a different side or something like that. They're actually pointing in the same direction and all, it's so such shoddy work. There we go, spaceship now. So that's how many? There's 3 rares.
Sets? Yeah.
3 rares now.
You have 2 sets of Omegas.
Yep.
Selling Omega Supreme set for McDonald's meal.
Yes. We'll sell Omega Supreme for a meal in the US. Okay. That's 3 rares, so hopefully one more rare, since people say that the bottom 3, right, should have a rare somewhere. That's all about the battle cards. So I haven't honestly, I mean I have been looking at all the releases, the teasers. I just don't remember most of them. I'm not sure which of the rare battle cards that actually would show some value this set. Do you remember any?
Rare battle cards that show value. I guess the mercenary ones.
Oh yeah, a contract or something.
Yeah.
Valuable contract, I think that was. I think that would be pretty good.
Other than that, I guess reverse infiltrate.
Oh, is that rare?
I think it's a rare.
Okay. That would definitely be good because yeah, we saw how infiltrate was. Even though PTA is banned now, I don't think infiltrate is still a dead card because there are things like regular charge, it's 4 damage still, and of course supercharge. You really don't want to be on the receiving end of those.
I don't know, I think I'm more concerned about PGT rather than those cards.
I guess it really depends on the decks that you are facing up against. But as a Shockwave player, it doesn't matter because you can't do anything if you have no hand. That's why Shockwave is amazing.
Shockwave just doing Shockwave things.
Yep. Decepticon for life. There you go, the other guy that's a repeat kind of print from Aimless. Okay, we have the last 6 packs right now.
No, I think Calibers is potentially a great partner for Shockwave as well because it adds to the discard team if he dies. But then again, you have more cards in it, so yeah, kind of a non-go there.
Oh, and okay, so for those people observing for like the seal and all that, I'm just looking at Barricade and Astro Train especially, in all these. It seems like only one of the boxes had a repeat of one of them in the same, same box. So if you actually do play in limited format, I don't think you will see that many players running Astro Trains around. You should have 1 in every 6 players at most because of how the ratio is 1 per box, even though it's common.
I wouldn't be too worried about Astro Train, just because there's so many options in the 12 stars to 11 star slot. I mean, even Siege 1 has Ion Storm. I think it's still nuts in this limited format.
So last 3 packs, let's see whether that rare thing is accurate. No, I don't count that as... I don't count the small guys as a rare.
Yeah, Ion Storm actually really kind of wrecks Astro Train, you know, when it clicks like
Yeah.
mode.
I know. And it would be even better if you can put a Deep Crystal and just 2 guys out. Okay, so this seems to be an okay box. I mean, 1 SRT, 3 rares. Last pack. Will it be a General Optimus Prime suddenly making an appearance?
No, Prime hates you.
It's a smoke screen. Yep, he threw a smoke screen at me. Nope, that's it. So for this box, what we have a Sound Blaster, SRT, we have Omega Supreme Base, a spaceship, and Pirate Hot Rod. So all I'm missing right now for my collection is General Optimus Prime.
Okay, let's tally up how many rares do you get out of like.
Okay, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 rares, 3 SRTs.
So there's 16 out of 120 packs. So like maybe 1 in 6 pack gets you a rare on average.
About there. Yeah.
I wouldn't count the half and half.
Yeah.
Because I think those are separate kind of print run.
Oh, guess what? I actually have complete set. I don't have any loose pieces, I think. Oh no, I have 1 loose base of 6 gun.
Base, okay.
1 loose, yeah. The rest of them is complete set, 4 each after the whole case. Okay, so there you guys have it. I'm probably not going to open the battle cards for unboxing because I really don't think anyone cares. But we can try setting out a second video if anyone wants. Yeah, so that's it for this unboxing. Hope you guys have better luck with this.